Okay, I'm just testing my video because, man, I did this already. I made the video I'm trying to make right now. I made it already. And I was sounding like a zombie, chopped and screwed, and man, it was horrible. It was like that. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I'm redoing it, but on the video I was just talking about. This is part two, by the way. Video two. Um, I was talking in regards to part one and explaining why part one is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody that kind of threw everybody back because, you know, I don't really use that much amount of profanity. Like, that is excessive. You know what I'm saying? It's super excessive. But, you know, like every other word or every two words was like, it was a cuss word. So, but like I was saying, I was being excessive for a reason. I was being um I was being extreme for a reason. You know what I'm saying? At the time, at the time of me doing at the time of me doing the video, I was feeling negative vibes around. Like I was feeling like I was absorbing negative vibes, and I knew it wasn't nobody that's in my household or somebody that's affected, because that all that kind of stuff I control the in and outs of my household, and me and my wife work as a team to control negative aspects of our lives. We, you know, instead of letting it happen to us, you know, we control it and remove it from the life. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it wasn't nobody around me. So the only other thing I could think of is people I'm associate with it via internet, because that's my only other connection besides person connection. Is the only other conversations that I usually have via internet. You know what I'm saying? So um, I started to feel the negative vibes. So what I did was I said, well, I thought to myself on it, and I was trying to figure out a way to attract those negative vibes again and kind of expose them so that I could see who or what it actually is and remove that from my life, or remove that from my environment or my ears, remove that from me getting information from them, remove it. You know what I'm saying? Because that, you know, I don't want negative vibes. You know what I'm saying? Or negative uh negativity. Period. In my life. Uh, so what I did after thinking on it, what I did is made that video, and I said, well, this is gonna be part one anyway. So I'm gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm gonna just be excessively uh uh sort of expressive. You know what I'm saying? You kind of say or whatever that the cursing is ignorant, and that's all cool. That's your opinion. But personally, me, no matter how much profanity somebody use, if their sentence or if they statement or if they comments are not negative, what they saying behind the cuss words or before the cuss words is not negative, then I don't interpret it as a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? They just expressing themselves or putting emphasis on what they actually trying to say. Now I'm gonna explain this like this. I'm gonna show you an example on what I mean by profanity only puts emphasis on your meaning to what you're trying to say. So here we go. If what movies? We don't got nobody to watch them. Mm. if I'm if if you if I was to say, dog, I love you or whatever, when I was to say I love you, you would interpret, okay, cool, he loves me, you know. That's, people, when you find out people love you, you like, oh, okay. You accept that, you embrace that, and you appreciate that or whatever, and you just come within yourself and you like, okay, he loves me. I really, really understand that now, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So if I was to just tell you that over and over and over that I love you, then that's what you would interpret it. Now, if I was to say, dog, I fucking love you, dog. Now, if I was to say something like that, then that would put an emphasis on what I'm trying to say, and then you would interpret, or I can speak. Let me speak on it myself, because I don't want to put nobody in, like, I don't want to. I don't want to put nobody point of view and force an opinion on nobody. My opinions on nobody. So I'm gonna use myself from now on. If somebody tell me, dog, I fucking love you, instead of I love you, then I would interpret that it's some kind of more significant the meaning, simply because they said that word, because that word has a meaning, and the manner that they're using that word in, it's signifying more, or it's just signifying that whatever they're saying is more powerful with that word. That's how I interpret it. So by saying that, you know what I'm saying? Uh, to me, I understand. Oh, like you really, like really, really, really love me. Type of love that's gonna be like, I'll do anything for you type of love, instead of I love you type of love, but I ain't ready to go all in the water behind you and get into no crap behind you type love. Now, like I said, there's levels to everything. There's levels to everything. So, uh, you know, that's what I mean when I say using profanity puts emphasis, instead of interpreting it as being negative. It's not negative if the comments or statement is not negative. If I say you ugly, then that's a whole negative statement. And if I say you fucking ugly, then that's gonna be like, dog, you really, really ugly, dog. You really, really ugly. That's how I interpret it. So I'm just showing you examples that why I interpret cursing or profanity as only putting emphasis on what you're trying to say. It has no negative effect unless you use it in a negative way. Simple. So, uh, me and my interpretations of like I was saying earlier, I was doing that for a reason, to kind of expose negativity that was I was receiving from whomever or whatever. So what I did is, by cursing so much and as much as I did, which it was a lot, uh, um, by doing it, I attracted. I thought I was attracting um an excessive amount of attention, no matter who you are. Once you see the video, once you first listening to it, you're gonna start hearing them curse words, bam, 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 bam. Your mind go instantly lock on them curse words, and you not hearing nothing else that's being said. That goes over your head or through your ears out the other, one out the other. You don't hear what's being said. You hear the curse words and think instantly negative. Is negativity. Is negativity. That's how society makes us interpret stuff like that. Now, it's little things that society does to us that we don't understand, that we don't even see that's being done to us, and we literally controlled by these things. Simply because I started cursing, instantly people started, oh, that's negative, it's negativity, it's negativity. But that's not actually the fact. If you go back and listen to it, I'm not saying anything negative at all. The only thing is, since you hear an excessive amount of curse words, your brain is interpreted instantly to do negative. I don't want nothing to do with that dude. Um, he need prayer. I'ma pray for him, and you know that's gonna be it. All I can do for you is pray for you, but I don't want nothing to do with you, brother. I'ma pray for you. So that's what you do, or that's what Christians do for negativity, or people that they think is negative, or anything like that. That's what they do. They pray for their enemies as well as they friends. So by saying I'm gonna pray for you, uh, and also saying that something wrong, like something is wrong with me, signifying that something is wrong with me because I'm using so much cursing. You know, they brain interpreted. I understand that they brain interpreted the cursing as negative, and they wasn't listening to the message. That's what happened. This is what my eyes are seeing and what my brain is interpreting. That's what's happening. You interpreted uh, the custom as the whole entire thing was negative, simply because you heard some cuss words. You know what I'm saying? So, which is not the fact. The fact of the matter is, if you go back and listen, ain't nothing about it negative. Ain't nothing really negative, except maybe, possibly, me saying what I said about famous people. But to be honest, that's the truth. This is what I'm seeing. That's what happens. That's what famous people do. So it is what it is, man. Take it how you want it. But that's what this is what I'm getting from the vibes from people right now. Uh, they interpreting the video as negative simply because they hear the excessive amount of curse words. So now that I said that, let me say um, my point in doing that, like I was saying earlier, I did it for a reason, and it was to point out and expose the negative vibes that I was receiving from whom or what I was receiving it from. I knew by doing so much cursing that it was going to track, and it did. Whether you want to like it, acknowledge it or not, me doing that, it attracted an excessive amount of attention that it usually would. People usually would ignore the video, or they would watch the video, press play, and then talk about the shit where nobody else can hear, not on social media or between one another privately. They will talk about the shit. Now you can say what you want. This is what happens. Like, let me just eliminate profanity from this point on. Uh, this is what happens normally when I do any sort of video or post any sort of comments, statements, or even pictures or memes. Whatever I share on Facebook usually gets ignored by the mass, by the majority of people. Say what you want. This is what's happening. This is what I'm seeing and interpreting. It usually gets ignored, or more likely a lot of people actually see it and actually sit there and read it, whatever I post. They actually do. A lot of people do. But simply because they don't want to associate themselves with whatever that is, whatever I shared or posted, they don't like it, they don't comment, don't share. After they press play and hit that, that's it. It keeps scrolling. You understand? That's what happens every time. There's only a certain few amount of people that normally interact with me on the internet and normally support me by commenting, liking, and sharing the information that I'm putting forth is only a certain few amount of people that usually normally interact with me. Now I have about 400 and some friends on Facebook, so it's hard to kind of be like, okay, only like maybe 10, 20 people interact with you, and you got 400 friends. You can understand why a person would say I don't get support. Now you understand why a person say I don't get support, because I got so many friends on there, but ain't nobody showing that they even understand or like it, or something like that, by liking it, sharing it, or commenting. This is what people. This is how me. This is how I interpret. I support that, or I have something to say about that, or I simply agree with that like button. I agree with that. That's why I interpret from now on, just so you can understand. When you hit the like button, I'm gonna interpret that you agree with what I'm putting forth, the information I'm putting forth. If you comment, I mean whatever you say, it is what it is. Uh, I'm gonna interpret you have something to say about the whatever I'm putting forward, the information I'm putting forward, and whatever you do say on the comment feed, we can understand each other from there. And why I go back and forth with people is simply because I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to have an understanding, and I'm gonna explain that too in a little bit. I'm getting up on 17 minutes, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up. Um, you know, um, what I was saying. Um, hmm. But anyway, let me go ahead, try to get it together. Uh, continue. But you know, I lose track of myself. But what I was saying was simply that I don't. That's why you seeing me post something like I don't get support, because I have a lot of friends, and I share my information not only on my page, but on groups of pages where there are way more people than 400. You understand? So when I say something like I don't get support, I'm specifically signifying on the Facebook thing, on that site. There's no support system. There's only uh, the same people, and you know who you are. The same people that normally interact with me are the people who hit the like button, hit the share button, and comment on stuff. Shout out to the people who do. I appreciate you, and this is why I continue to do what I'm doing, because they liking it, sharing it, and commenting on it. That's why I continue to do this. Otherwise, I would keep all that to myself. You understand me? That's why it's being done. So, continuing, um, once I got the negative feedback or whatever, and I got prayed for and supposedly exposing or whatever me, I interpreted, yes, that was, to me, that was just ignorant to me. I'm being honest. I'm not going to not be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. To me, that was ignorant, and that was not Christian-like. To be a Christian, it was not Christian-like. Being honest. But, it is what it is. Like I said, I removed the negativity from my environment, and then that's it. That's a done deal. Now, understanding. When I say, I'm trying to understand you, or I understand you, or I feel you, when I say something like that, let me tell you what's happening right there. Let me tell you what has happened. Let me tell you what has happened already. Um, what I had done is I spent some time and I put myself in your situation, your shoes. Um, and absorbed all the emotions I'm feeling while I'm doing it, right? And then whatever emotions I feel out of that, if they are alike with your emotions, then I will say I understand you, I feel you, I agree with you. That's what happens when I say stuff like that. Now, an example, if you could kind of relate, for you to relate, those who still don't understand, um, if you was in a dream state, right? When you in the dream, you seeing, you interpreting that you in your body, right? You interpreting that this is all happening. You experiencing all this stuff, whatever's happening in the dream, and you understand that you in your body. So even if you was to look in the mirror in that dream, you will see yourself, right? And you hearing and seeing out of your body in the dream, within the dream, you interpreting that as you. That is nobody else. You're not in nobody else's body. You know what I'm saying? Unless you having one weird dream and you in somebody else's body or something like that. But what I'm saying is, normally in the dream, you in your body, and whatever you experiencing, you interpreting that as you experiencing it, right? So when I put myself in your shoes, that's how it appears to me. That's what I go through. That's the process I do. When I say I'm putting myself in your shoes, I use my mind, and and um and it appears to me. It literally appears to me as a dream state. Like I'm literally experiencing all this stuff in my body, and whatever I start to feel, I absorb that, remember that, and then once once I'm done trying to understand, then I'll come forward and say, yeah, I agree with you, I understand you, because either I done went through it already, or I done did this process that I call understanding by putting myself in your shoes. That's what's being done when I say I put myself in your shoes and I understand you. That's the process that I do. You understand me? So that's why I say that I can understand, or that's why I say that I feel you, because I've done that process. I literally take time at any given moment and do this. Once I receive or acknowledge the fact that exists, and somebody asks me for their feedback, that's what's been happening. I sit down, take time, and do that, or meditate on it and do that. And I literally put myself in your shoes, take time to understand why you feel the way you feel, why you are the way you are, why you do the way you do, simply because,
What's that mean?
you know,
No, Mike is coming. What's that mean?
I don't know. It's not showing some kind of picture, but you know, that's that's what's being done. You know what I'm saying? When it happens. But let me continue here. Uh, when after I said that I understand you and all that, so you understand that's the process that I have already done, and that's the reason why I say I understand you. Or yeah, or whatever. Yeah, I understand you or whatever. So also when let's see, I was about to say something. Um, you know, I got a lot to say, or I got a lot to to interpret about a lot of things. So that's why I'm doing the things I'm doing and sharing. That's why I'm sharing it, simply because people are responding. They're liking, share it, and comment on it, which in turn, no matter negative or positive the comment, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because that's supportive to me via internet. That's supportive to me. That's what it is. So that's why I continue on what I'm doing. And negativity, it will be removed. And how it will be removed, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be removed. I'm gonna unfriend you. I'm not gonna unfollow you. I'm gonna unfriend you or unlike your page. Simple as that. I'm not gonna block you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just unfriend you. That's it. It's gonna be what it is. And I know because I'm seeing right now that people who are friends with me and friends with you, if I don't unfriend you already and you friends with somebody that I'm friends with, I've seen that uh, a friend of mine done shared something so that somebody else could see it or somebody else could comment or somebody else could continue to say what they have to say, even though they're not a friend of me and can't get access to my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I realize that, and it is what it is. I'm not gonna unfriend you simply because that. When people do negativity to me, I also sit there, take time to try to understand. I literally do. You can ask my wife when um uh when somebody negatively affects me. I literally sit there try to understand you. When that happened, or when they had posted that they're gonna pray for me or whatever. I don't know how. Like it was several different people posted that they was gonna pray for me, and I interpreted that as something you think something wrong with me because you heard profanity, which I already explained that already. So, um, you think something wrong with me, so that takes a negative effect on my emotions, so and my spirit. So I just eliminate it. You know what I'm saying? So once I seen that, I sit down and try to understand why they feel the way they feel, why they say the things they say, why they do the things they do, because I want to understand not only um, the positive, but all things. That's why I call it the studies of life. Because all things that life is, I sit down and try to understand. I sit down, take time, and try to try to understand. That's all I can really think about saying. Try to understand or understand uh, what's happening during that process or during your mentality or whatever. This is what happens, and it's not only people, it's animals, it's nature, it's gods, it's demons, it's all aspects of life itself that I sit down and try to understand all the time. Now, when I'm trying to understand you, the process I do to understand, I could be doing something else. I could be on Facebook at the same time I'm doing that. It doesn't take eternity for me to do that, but I'm basically saying I can multitask by doing that. You know what I'm saying? I can do two things at once, and not only because the human mind, and I'm not just saying me personally, I'm saying all humans, the mind is powerful. The mind is the most powerful thing that I've ever seen. The human mind is. You understand me? Because our mind uh is actually capable of creating something out of nothing. Literally. Literally. Now, let me say this: the people who believe that there is a God in the sky or in heaven, uh, your mind is focused on that, and you put a lot of energy into that. So, whenever you get time, whenever you feel like you're ready to meet that God or that Creator, what's gonna happen is that you gonna literally see that in physical format. You literally gonna see it, whether you see it as a spirit. So you gonna see it because your energy and your mind is focused on that. That's how powerful the mind is. It's gonna create whether it exists. You can only see it, but somebody else can't see it, right? So that means your mind created that. Your mind really actually put that into this dimension of existence. Your mind created that. Now, another thing, if you focused on money and get money is your main focus, and that's what you focus most of your energy and time into, what's gonna happen is you are gonna get a lot of money. You're gonna actually that is actually gonna come. Anybody who focused on getting money know that they get money simply because their mind is focused on getting money. That's what's happening. The mind creates whatever it desires. The mind creates it. The mind is powerful enough to literally create something physically. It exists. Like if you put enough energy into it and focus hard enough, you can create something in the middle of your goddamn hand. You can create something. Now you might be saying right now that I'm full of crap, but there's people out there who've done it already. There's people out there who has experienced this. And why they experience this? Because of their mind. Because of the energy they put forth into it. And what's behind that? The mind, the human mind. The human mind is behind all human action. If you in a dream state, right? And you have one of those dreams where you leave your body, or a dream like you fall in, right? You might experience, upon returning back to your body, you might experience uh, a stiffness, like you stiff, like you can't move, right? That's simply because your mind has not interpreted or understood that it is within the body already. It is already within the body, and it can move the body already. It has already, it hasn't yet understood that. So when the mind finally understands that it is within, back in within the body, it is in fact back within the body, and it can move the body. You then jolt, or you jump, or you just move real hard or something like that. You jump simply because the mind has recognized that it's in the body, and it's been trying to move it, but it can't move. So once it finally moves, it jolts. It You put a lot of effort into it. Your body really jolts and jumps and moves a lot. You know what I'm saying? Simply because that the brain has recognized it or understood it now. It has recognized that it's in the body, but when it ain't recognized it yet, you ain't moving nothing. You understand? So that's what it is. But like I said, any and all things I try to understand, and I try to come in agreement within myself and accept everything as is. You know, try to just accept the things that can be accepted, and can't accept the inevitable, accept what can't be changed. Now things that can be changed for the better, I'm gonna try to change them. Like the stuff society changes and manipulates us, it actually has an effect. It's the small things that we don't even recognize that's happening. Small things that society puts on us and has put on us, and we haven't even understood that it affected us in a major way. You understand me? So, like I was just saying about um, cursing, people only interpret everything that somebody's saying while they cursing. Once they heard the curse word, everything you said is negative. That's because society has put that on you. But when you actually sit down and try to understand it, cursing is not negative. It's only negative when you putting forth a negative idea. When you putting forth a negative statement. I proved that already. I just proved that, or what, 10 minutes ago or whatever. But there was something else I was trying to say, uh, and I skipped over it and I forgot. Uh, um, uh, um, uh, something. I can't remember. I really can't remember what I said or what I thought that I was about to say, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but I should have said it at the moment I thought it, because now I done forgot it. And I really wanted to say it on this video for a certain reason. I just don't know why right now. Uh, Crap. Um, uh, but as I was saying, the human mind is capable of a lot and extraordinary things that we don't even realize half the time. The human mind is literally capable of creating something out of nothing. And I hope you realize that, and realize that the thoughts you really putting forth are coming to pass. If you think negative all the time, what's gonna happen to you? Negativity is gonna happen to you. If you thinking that you finna fall off your grind or whatever, that's finna happen, right? If you back of your mind you think, yo, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get this done, but in the back of your mind you thinking, let me prepare for when I fail. Let me keep preparing for when I fail. That's what you get thinking. What's gonna happen? You're gonna fail because you in the back of your mind you thinking I'm gonna fail. So let me prepare myself for it. Stop thinking that. Stop thinking that. Eliminate that from your process. Don't prepare for the negative because the negative gonna come. Prepare yourself for the future, the positive. Prepare yourself for positive moments. Like, prepare yourself to become a millionaire instead of preparing yourself for falling off. You understand me? Because once you eliminate it from your mind, it won't exist no more. It really won't exist. It will cease to exist. You understand? Uh, but yeah, I'm about to cut this here right here, simply because the video is already at 36 and hard to upload after a certain point. So, the Studies of Life by Author Toussaint. I appreciate the people who support me. Um, I appreciate y'all, and I encourage more people to support, and I'll continue to do more and more videos upon this. And if you go to part one, you can see why um, why I'm doing what I do. I think I explained that already on here too. So, peace to everybody. I hope you have success in all things you do from now on. Uh, and like I said, share, comment, like, and peace. That's it. One.